So since each one of these resistors can have a different resistance, then the current naturally is going to take the path of least resistance, okay, unless the line is shorter, so to speak. So all the current I that comes into this junction right here, some of it goes through R1, some of it goes through R2, some of it goes through R3. So here are 3 gates that are open at Disney World. Everybody's standing outside. People go through different gates, and then what comes out the other end? The same current that went in. Okay? So in this, and differently from series, the current in the circuit is the sum of the currents through each one of our branches. I'll fix that subscript. Okay, but our voltages are equal. So the voltage across the whole thing is the voltage across 1, and that's equal to the voltage across 2, and that's equal to the voltage across 3. So those are the 2 little rules. So now let's look at this. If V equals IR, and I, the total current, is the sum of the currents through each one of our resistors, then let's look at this. If I total is I1 plus I2 plus I3, and V equals IR, doesn't I equal V over R then? We divide by R on both sides. Okay, so now let's substitute that into this equation like we did earlier for voltage. So the total voltage across the whole circuit divided by the equivalent resistance of that parallel circuit is equal to, or branch, is equal to the voltage in resistor 1 divided by the resistance of resistor 1 plus the voltage across resistor 2 divided by the resistance of resistor 2 plus the voltage across 3 divided by R3. Now, what's the same? Yeah, V total was 1, 2, and 3. They were all the same. So because it's multiplied, or it's in every term, I can divide by V's on both sides because they were all equal up here. VT is V, is V2, is V3. So they're all the same amount. Okay, so then what am I left with? I'm left with 1 over the equivalent resistance is equal to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2 plus 1 over R3, which is the same as summing up all the reciprocals of an n number of resistors. So the reciprocal of the equivalent resistance is the sum of the reciprocals of each resistor. Well, if you need to find the total current through a circuit, so you have a great question, and I'm going to scooch down just a little bit. So let's say I have a resistor, and it is a 6 ohm resistor, and then next to it, it's connected to a 4 ohm resistor, and in parallel with the 4 ohm resistor, I've got another 4 ohm resistor. Like that. Okay? Now, let's then go ahead and connect this to a battery. The battery symbol is a long line and a short line parallel to the wires. The long side is the positive side, the short side is the negative side. And I will make this 16 volts.